The Weight of Care, Laura Tan's Nova Vita Challenge. Laura Tan was a care manager at the Nova Vita nursing home. She was deeply committed to her work. She believed fiercely in providing dignity and comfort to the elderly residents. However, the daily reality was a heavy burden. The demands were immense, far exceeding the available resources. Each day felt like a battle against time and exhaustion. Laura saw the strain on her staff, good people who were giving their all but were slowly being worn down. She worried constantly about the quality of care they could realistically provide under such persistent pressure. The mission of Nova Vita felt like it was slipping through her fingers. The challenges were numerous and interconnected, creating a difficult cycle. Staff shortages were a constant headache. Finding qualified and compassionate caregivers was hard. Keeping them was even harder. The emotional and physical toll of the job led to high burnout rates. This meant frequent staff turnover, which disrupted continuity of care for the residents. Training new staff also consumed precious time and resources. Residents who thrived on familiarity and stable relationships often faced a revolving door of caregivers. This constant churn was unsettling for everyone involved, creating an atmosphere of instability and stress that permeated the entire facility. This situation directly impacted the residents. While essential medical needs were usually met, the human touch often suffered. Caregivers, rushed off their feet, had little time for extended conversations. They couldn't always sit and listen to stories. They couldn't always provide the companionship that is so vital for well-being in later life. Laura knew that true care was more than just medication schedules and mobility assistance. It was about connection, empathy, and making residents feel seen and valued. She saw moments of missed connection every day, and it pained her deeply. The core mission of providing holistic care felt compromised. Laura felt a growing sense of urgency. She knew that something fundamental had to change. Her team was approaching a breaking point. The current model was simply unsustainable. She spent many sleepless nights pondering solutions, searching for a way to alleviate the pressure on her staff without compromising the care her residents deserved. She feared that if a solution wasn't found soon, the very fabric of Nova Vita would unravel. The well-being of both her staff and the residents depended on finding a new path forward, a way to lighten the load and rekindle the joy in their vital work. A helping hand, not a replacement, robots arrive. One day, Laura attended a healthcare innovation conference. She encountered a presentation on assistive robotics in elder care. Initially, she was skeptical. The idea of robots in a place that valued human connection seemed contradictory, even a little cold. She worried about dehumanizing care. Yet the speaker emphasized how robots could handle repetitive or physically demanding tasks. This could free up human caregivers for more meaningful interactions. A spark of cautious optimism ignited within her. Perhaps this was not about replacing humans, but about empowering them to be more human in their roles. She decided to investigate further, her mind open to possibilities. After much research and internal discussion, Nova Vita decided to pilot a few carefully selected robotic systems. These were not the humanoid robots of science fiction. Some were designed for logistical support, like automated carts that could transport laundry or deliver meal trays to rooms. Others were simpler monitoring devices, alerting staff to falls or unusual activity. There were also robotic lifting aids to help with resident mobility, reducing physical strain on caregivers. A few companion robots were introduced, capable of simple conversations, playing music, or reminding residents about appointments. The key was their supportive, not substitutive, function. The introduction was gradual and carefully managed. Staff received thorough training. Residents and their families were informed and involved in the process. It was crucial to emphasize that these robots were tools. They were there to assist, not to take over. The robots could tirelessly perform tasks like fetching supplies, which previously consumed valuable caregiver time. They could monitor vital signs overnight without fatigue. This crucial shift allowed human staff to delegate the mundane. The robots did not get tired. They did not get emotionally drained by routine. They simply performed their programmed functions reliably and efficiently. This delegation of tasks had a profound effect. Human caregivers found they had more time, more energy. They could now dedicate longer periods to direct resident interaction. They could engage in deeper conversations, offer more emotional support, and participate in recreational activities. The focus shifted from battling a never-ending list of physical chores to fostering genuine human connections. The robots handled the mechanics while the humans handled the heart. Laura started to see a change in the atmosphere, a lightness that had been missing for a long time. The robots were not a barrier to care, but a bridge to better, more focused human care. Measuring the change, the impact on people and costs. Nova Vita began to meticulously track the impact of this new human-robot collaboration. They looked beyond anecdotal evidence. They wanted hard data to understand the true effects. Key metrics included staff burnout rates, employee satisfaction surveys, staff retention numbers, and operational costs. They also gathered feedback from residents and their families to assess changes in perceived care quality and overall well-being. This data-driven approach was essential for Laura to justify the investment and to fine-tune the integration of robotic assistants. The numbers, when they started coming in, told a compelling story of positive transformation. The most immediate and striking change was the reduction in staff burnout. Within 6 months of the robot's full deployment, reported stress levels among caregivers fell by a significant margin, nearly 40%. Anonymous surveys showed a marked increase in job satisfaction. Caregivers reported feeling less physically exhausted at the end of their shifts. They felt more capable of providing the compassionate care they aspired to. They also noted that they felt more valued as their roles shifted towards more skilled and interpersonal tasks, rather than just heavy lifting or repetitive duties. This psychological shift was as important as the physical relief. This improvement in staff well-being directly translated into better staff retention. Annual turnover rates, which had been a persistent drain on resources, dropped from a concerning 50% to a much more manageable 25%. While the initial investment in robotic technology was considerable, these savings in recruitment, hiring, and training costs began to offset the expenditure. Moreover, fewer agency staff were needed to cover shifts, leading to more consistent care teams. The financial arguments started to align with the qualitative benefits, creating a strong case for the continued use and potential expansion of robotic support. Importantly, resident satisfaction also saw an uptick. Families reported that their loved ones seemed more engaged and content. Residents themselves commented on the increased attention they received from human staff. While some were initially wary of the robots, most came to appreciate their utility, especially for quick assistance with non-personal needs. The combination of efficient robotic help and more available human empathy created a better living environment. The data clearly showed that robots, when used thoughtfully, did not diminish the human element of care, but rather amplified its best qualities, making Nova Vita a better place for both residents and staff. Tomorrow's team's new ways to work with AI. The experience at Nova Vita is not unique. It points towards a broader future of human-machine collaboration. This future is not about humans versus machines in a struggle for jobs. Instead, it is about humans with machines, forming more effective and often more humane teams. As artificial intelligence and robotics continue to advance, we will see new business models and new ways of working emerge. Understanding these potential models can help us prepare for and shape this evolving landscape. The key is to focus on synergy, where the strengths of humans and AI complement each other. 5 business models in particular highlight this collaborative future. First, Robo-as-a-Service, or AaaS, will make sophisticated robotic solutions more accessible, allowing organizations to lease robots and AI capabilities as needed, reducing upfront investment. Second, emotional AI will develop systems capable of recognizing and responding to human emotions, leading to more empathetic interactions in customer service or therapeutic settings. Third, human-robot studios will emerge as spaces where humans and AI co-create, whether in art, design, or scientific research, blending human intuition with AI's analytical power. These models emphasize partnership over replacement. Continuing this exploration, AI craftsmanship will see humans taking on roles as trainers, ethicists, and refiners of AI systems, guiding their development and ensuring their outputs align with human values and quality standards. This is akin to an artisan honing their tools, but in this case, the tool itself is intelligent. Finally, trusted robo-guides will become specialized AI assistants, offering reliable, expert advice in complex domains like finance, healthcare navigation, or legal research acting as sophisticated aids to human professionals. Each of these models presupposes a close working relationship where AI augments human skill rather than making it obsolete. So the question returns, would you trust a robot with your clients? Or perhaps, more accurately, how can we build systems where such trust is warranted and beneficial? The future of human-AI collaboration is not something that will simply happen to us. It is something we must actively design and build. By being proactive, by asking critical questions about ethics, safety, and purpose, we can shape this future. We can ensure that these powerful new technologies empower us, help us to be more effective, more creative, and perhaps even more humane in our endeavors. The choices we make today will determine the partnerships of tomorrow.